И здравейте на всички, аз съм Game Destroyer и вие сте с втори епизод на Hitman 3. Между другото съм доста впечатлен от игричката и ще видим до края, но може да изиграем и 1 и 2, определено до тук си заслужава. И нека да започваме.
If that's your winning face, I'd hate to see you lose.
We underestimated the Constant.
Yeah, he's a glorified desk clerk.
He's not just after the money. He wants it all.
We caught him once, we can do it again. And, well, we're not the ones who let him escape.
You still don't trust her.
I don't like executive decision makers. Look, you don't have to follow her, you know? Soon, this will be over. Maybe it's time to think about the future. You have to face the possibility that there's no going back. If the ICA knows what you did,
She'll make it right. She always does.
we have a fix on Carlisle. Come on. We've got a plane to catch. I hope you like the rain, 47.
Miss Burnwood,
How did you...
I have everyone's number. You really ought to know by now.
You planned this? All of it?
Don't be silly. I just played the hand I was dealt.
We'll find you.
You had me. Where'd that get you?
We handed you an empire.
It's for the best. The partners were complacent, set in their ways. But power is more than just security. Providence can be an agent of change. Surely you understand. Or you will. Soon enough.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlisle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlisle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlisle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlisle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Ще да е готино да ни дадат да покараме мотора, но явно няма. Нека да видим с какви възможности разполагаме. Добре, тази ще е.
Phineas Whitman, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlisle. Please wait.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlisle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlisle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47. A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlisle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor. If you take his place, it may be an opportunity to get close to Madame Carlisle.
Той май е някакъв инспектор. И ще може да вземем мястото му и ние да се представим за него.
Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
Please do.
If you'd follow me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary, and all this security. I've never seen the place guarded like this, and I dare say I don't like it at all.
Oh, by the way, I told Kate about this text.
What did she say?
Well, I thought she'd be mad at me, but she just thanked me. Said she understood the position I was in. We had a really good talk about it, actually.
Oh, what did I tell you? She's a sensible woman.
I just need to
And that
check.
stuff from
That's
your
a bit
accent was
excessive, I
manipulation
think,
101.
considering the fact that I spotted no less than 2 routes to get inside the house unseen.
We know what we're doing, sir. Don't worry
Дали
about
може да
that.
влезем през този прозорец долу?
Shit, man. Caroline really did a number on you.
Можеме. Той пък ще дойде насам. Вече ни дава да се преоблечеме към него. Колко удобно имаме шкаф тук.
Mr. Whitmer, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madame Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've travelled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
Ще разследваме. Някакво убийство, май.
I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
Добре.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
Вярно е. Не очакваш някой си купие нещо преди да се самоубие.
Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47.
Значи е отровен. Тайна стаечка.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A copy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I'm sure there's more to find in Zachary's room.
Добре. Тук май не остана нищо. Там има нещо.
Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Нека да видим информацията, която ни е приготвил.
Hi there.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
Добре, нека да видим. Значи трябва да спитаме тия хора. Ето този. Но не ни дава да говорим с него.
About a month now.
You're American. What on earth are you doing in this shithole? A girl like you belongs in clubs in London. I bet you're a great dancer.
I don't like dancing.
What about restaurants then? You like food? I know some great places. You should come visit. I'll take you somewhere really nice. Spend a few bucks. A girl like you deserves that.
I don't know.
Patrick
Making you
Carlisle.
wash his car twice?
Can you tell me where you
Patrick's
were
parents
yesterday
did not
evening?
do a very good job.
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexia used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him, then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my...
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary tops himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
Добре.
Just remembered I went for a stroll behind the
Обаче не ми ги
greenhouse last
показва
night.
къде са. И явно трябва да ги намирам сам.
Rebecca Carlisle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 8:45. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is there anything else you...
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Добре. Да. И тя отписка.
Emma Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Тази ми е малко съмнителна. Добре. И този от списка.
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to pry?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Добре. Я да видим още колко хора ни останаха. Още един май. Сега трябва да го изчакаме да се насвири.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'd never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else I can do to help?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. You were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. If that's all, Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
Добре. Това не ми изглежда най-искрено от всички. Нека да видим сега. Значи така изглежда най-вероятно човек, когато сме го потвърдили, че не е виновен.
He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out, and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
Добре, потвърдихме го и този, останаха само трима.
How are things coming along inside? Is everything
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
Това ли?
I remember how it was for the first one. The ones that come after us certainly are a lot less.
Заключено е обаче. А отвън може ли да влезем някакси? Добре, как да влезем обаче? Явно не можем да влезем вътре. Нека да разгледаме още малко и после отиваме на втори етаж. Тук бяхме. Добре, мисля, че сме били навсякъде. Дайте се качваме на втори етаж.
How's everything coming along, Elaine?
Very well, Mr. Fernsby.
Make sure you focus on your work.
I will.
I don't need one more maid crying in the kitchen. So watch yourself around.
So I think, don't worry about it. Yeah, same.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Тя е заключена обаче. Обаче, щом ни казва най-вероятно, трябва да влеземе някакси. Нека да видим. Всички прозорци са затворени. Може да се качим на терасата, но не знам дали е към тяхната стая. Да, към стаята е. Супер.
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
Добре. Нека да видим, потвърдихме ли нещо. Не.
Looking good today, sir.
Тук май беше това, да. Тук нагоре.
Hey, you! Where do you think you're going? Definitely not through
Значи не
here.
можем нагоре.
Get out of my face.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
Тук ли бяхме? Преди малко. Нека да видим. Не, май не бяхме тук. Но тук не мога да влезна. Но тук можем, обаче.
I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
Тук обаче има нещо в картината, явно. Още една тайна врата. Дупки. Това също е доста подозрително.
From the Carlisle account, HTC depot number 5085. Yes, I'll hold. Yes, I'm still here.
Не я потвърдихме. Добре.
Doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist?
Обаче тия двамата мисля да ги думна и да видя и тук за какво става на въпрос. Където си вземе инспекторските дрехи, че без искам ги смених. Има ли къде да ги скрия? Тук. Да, мога. Видяха ни. Добре, можем ли да лоуднем някъде? Тук. Колко назад ще е това? Нека да видим. Не много. Това е до стаята на този.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
Подминахме го за малко.
I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
Добре.
No, I need it immediately. Yes, I'll hold. Sorry.
Тази идва пак.
Well, what did you find?
Yeah,
it's better well have a damn good reason for not being here in person. Christ! Really don't have a clue, do you? I'm talking about that weasel Arthur Edwards. Can we get back what he stole from me?
So far, it looks like we can't. All the transfers of funds and privileges I've been through have been bulletproof. He intercepted the arrangements our office worked years to put in place.
That's why Don Yates should be here. He made the arrangements. He should bloody well be the one to clean up this whole mess.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Don't kill the messenger, Alexa. Please, continue your efforts, Mr. Ford.
Добре, сега ще проверим лаптопа обаче. Добре, нека да проверим лаптопа сега.
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47.
Добре. Да отидем в другата стая.
That American lawyer in the small office, did you check his travel documents?
I vetted him thoroughly. He's good.
Тук ли беше някъде?
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Да.
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
Добре. Не, още е между двамата. Освен да трябва да му влезна в офиса по някакъв начин. Но не успях да видя такъв. Тук може би.
There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
I'm getting a headache from all the decisions. I mean, pram or stroller, comforter or not. Should I?
Добре, как се очаква да влезна вътре? Тази тръба... И горе може да има някакъв таен вход или нещо в този сорт. Макар че това май е на... Да, тази стая, която бяхме. От тук може би. Нещо, което не сме видели. Не. Реално доста интересно.
Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick. I mean, that's a breaking heart happening if I ever saw one. And that detective asked to come here. Madame Carlyle must believe Zachary was murdered. Why else ask him to stick around?
How are things coming along inside? Is everything ready for tomorrow?
I can't deal with all this pretend.
Добре, има ли някакъв начин да влезем вътре? Добре, мисля, че разбрах как трябва да влезна. Реално на мен ми го показва като итем кролбара, но аз го нямам и трябва да го намерим някъде. Обикалям и го търся, цел да го намеря доста време.
We don't have any extra food today. Ethel looks everywhere.
Има нещо.
I don't believe for a second that Zachary committed suicide. We'd only just run through his plan for the spring seedlings yesterday.
Ето го и кролбара.
But he was upset.
Добре, нека да го приведем.
Sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over.
Доста време се въртя вече в кръг. Надявам се поне вече да стане. Мисля, че беше насам.
So 41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
Нека да видим. Да, мога.
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47?
Добре. Как се очаква да го взема?
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself. Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
Добре.
How are things coming along inside? Is everything ready for tomorrow?
I can't deal with all this pretend funeral stuff just now.
Нека само да видим.
No, I have to, but Amy thinks she might be pregnant.
Добре.
I'm gonna be a dad.
Реално все още имаме съмнение между двама. Но ще действаме, понеже много се проточи. Само трябва да го намериме. Той обикаля на втория етаж май. Ето го, да.
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
Сега ще го обвиниме. Така че той е доста съмнителен.
Hey, how you doing?
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step
Hello, sir.
inside.
Your detective skills have gained you access to the Lion's Den, 47. Now, go claim your reward.
Добре, демек сега думкаме и приключваме. Нека обаче да видя нещо.
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat. Please, go ahead.
The butler, Mr. Fernsby, killed Zachary.
Fernsby? Oh, you've got that wrong. He would never do such a thing. He is the most loyal man I have ever met.
I found pills in his office that matches the poison that killed your brother. Furthermore, I found Zachary's notebook, half burned, in Mr. Fernsby's fireplace. It showed that Zachary intended to publish a written confession to a murder the two of you committed nearly 50 years ago. The murder of your older brother, Montgomery.
That's outrageous. We did no such thing.
No need to feign innocence. I know a killer when I see one, and my discretion is assured. The papers also described how Mr. Fernsby helped you stage the murder of Montgomery as an accident. I believe he killed Zachary not to be exposed as an accomplice to murder.
Sweet Fernsby.
You are wrong, Mr. Whitmer. He did not do it to protect himself. He did it to protect the Carlyle legacy.
Mr. Fernsby, like myself, understands that sacrifices must be made to secure stability and prosperity. Mr. Whitmer, I'd appreciate it if your findings never leave this room. I understand Fernsby's actions, and there is no need for them to have more consequences than they already have. Fernsby was very fond of Zachary, and I'm sure his decision will haunt him to the day he dies. About your reward, have you considered an amount?
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Arthur Edwards, the Constant. That must mean you're... I expected you'd show up. But you're not here to kill me. If you were, you would have already. The enemy of my enemy, I suppose. You can have it. You earned it.
Добре. Значи май не е нужно да я убиваме.
Hello, sir.
The file you want is in the safe. Good hunting.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle.
Добре.
The file you want.
How are you?
Дайте да извадим пистолета, понеже ни видяха.
Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Обаче ще умреме.
Hurry up, we're losing.
Някъде мога ли се спусна? О, да, това.
Negative on the visual. Is he some kind of Houdini?
Видяха ни. Добре, мисля да се предоблечеме като някой карт. Или като ето този. И вече сме чисти. Така че принципно тя ни даде файла, не знам защо я убихме. Можеше и по-добре да го направя, без да ни видят. Това вече няма никакво значение.
So how have you been doing, anyway? You sleeping okay?
Тук не мога да премина. Тук май преминах миналия път.
They're everywhere. Go, get out! It's the Constantine. Shit!
Нещо стана. Добре, мисля това да бъде от този епизод. Аз бях Game Destroyer. Ако този клип ви е харесал, може да го харесате и да се абонирате за канала. И до следващия път.